And so if you think about that, you'll ask yourself, am I killing my child every day I see them smiling and sending me money? Do you understand where this money is coming from? Should your child go out to steal so that you're happy? Would you be happy if your child goes and gets into immoral behavior so that you're happy? Because they will not tell you, but the pressure you give them every single day, they will do immoral acts so that you're happy. So create this relationship with your child so that you're the first person they call when they have good news, and you're the first person they call when they have bad news. But if they have bad news and they cannot talk to you and you're asking for money, are you really a parent?
Definitely they won't.
They did not sign up to come to this world. We are blessed to be here. Every single day we are blessed to be here. But this child did not sign up. You're the person who went, met your husband.
Hello viewers, and welcome to Lucy Mworia Network, a channel that discusses about our aging, the aged, the retired, and the retiring. And these are our senior citizens. Therefore, if they are senior citizens, most of them are parents. And there's no way we can continue talking about the issues of parents or senior citizens ignoring the youth who are their children. Last week, I met with a senior citizen parent who asked me a question of how much they have been neglected by their sons and daughters. Our parents, or the particular parent, felt that our children have forgotten their responsibilities. They are not doing the things that we used to do for our parents ourselves. You educate them, then go to Nairobi, then go to other countries, then go to other cities, and they forgot their parents are existing in the village. As much as you want, they forget that they have siblings, they have community, they have a family to support. That parent felt that it is the duty of a child who is somewhere, who has something to support those who do not have, and make sure that their siblings get what they need if he has. So I decided today to bring a youth on board and to tell us what he feels, what is happening, where have they forgotten their parents. And today we have Kabiru, our journalist, and our channel journalist, young man. Kabiru, today I need to answers from you, the viewers. I'm sure the parent is out there who asked the question. They feel that you young people have forgotten your responsibilities of what you should be doing for the parents. Taking care.
Thank you for having me, by the way.
Yes.
Congratulations for getting to 1,000 subscribers.
Thank you.
Your channel is doing pretty well. I think I'm your #1 fan, even though I'm not aged. I haven't aged, but we are aging. Aging, you say, starts.
It starts from the day you were born, and you are still aging. The day we met, you have had some days or months.
Okay, some months.
So you are continuing aging. Thank you, subscribers. Like he's saying, we just hit on Saturday the 1,000 subscribers. It's not because of me. It is our effort together. I'm very grateful, and very soon let's hit 10,000, and I know we will. Thank you. So Kabiru, thank you also for your support as a youth, and I know the channel is not just supported by the age, it is supported by the youth too, and I thank all of you.
I'm interested with this conversation we are having today. Parents are saying that their kids are neglecting them, they're not taking care of them, and I think we should start from a point of love. I think this is important, because when your child really loves you, they will show action, because that is love.
Yes.
If your child loves you, they will support you. And there are children that say that I love my parents, I'll do anything for them, but they don't show action. They wait until their parents are in hospital, or until their parents
they
are dead, that they say, I wish I knew. I wish the 1,000 shilling I used to buy alcohol or smoke weed, if it could have gone to them, they probably wouldn't have the diseases they have, or probably they could have been cured. But the conversation, I think it's all about black tax. We call it black tax. It's a tax that children have, an obligation that children have to support their parents. That's why we call it black tax.
Did you call it tax?
Tax. It's called actually tax because parents are making it seem as if the children are obligated to help them. And you know, it's not an obligation of a child.
Is it the language of the youth? Black tax?
Black tax came from countries where we have black people and white people, and so black people are empowered by their families to support them. And once you finish high school or you finish a college, you are obligated to help other children within your community, because it was assumed, or it is actually true, that black communities in areas with different races did not have the success rate that whites had, or even some of the privileges that whites had. And so it was termed, the term black tax came from there.
So if you must pay it, it is tax.
It is actually, it's how it has been now perceived by our parents, that this is an obligation that you have. As you have an obligation to give to the government, you also have this tax that you need to support your parents, what we are calling black tax.
When they make it a must.
When they make it a must, we are calling it now black tax. But it generally came from these families that were not privileged, and they're coming from black communities, and so community would help one person, akisucceed anakuja anasaidia huku chini. As you see people in America do, the likes of Tyler Perry, they come back to the society and said, I made it, I came out of the hood, let me help now.
Oprah Winfrey.
Now if it becomes an obligation, it now becomes this black tax. And so if you make it a must, and children will know, if you're making it a must and you're making me stressed out to do something that I'm not obligated to do, I will probably decline in helping in other things that I am supposed to do. You see, there's a difference between obligation and wanting to help. So
are you trying to say the parents are expecting too much?
They're expecting too much, and that's why kids are neglecting them. Because if I give you all that I have, and I also have a life of my own, it gets to a point and I think, hey, can this parent really die if I don't help them? And you say, no, they will still survive. And why are they stressing me every day? Okay, so if I cut them off, will they leave? Yes. And that's why my conversation has started with love. If your child loves you, and if you love your child too, it's two-way. If you love your child, you will think, hey, does this child have enough for me to ask for all these things that I'm asking of them?
So don't you think after the parent has educated you, has sold everything they have, most of them, they have like one goat, one cow, they, maybe even their piece of land, they sell out because of you, and they even remain, they have no home. Why would it be a tax? It is you, after you get a job, then you come back and make sure that before you move on with anything else, because you are one person, you build them a house, you make sure they are comfortable before you start your life.
The question should be, have they had opportunities first? This, I think, is the first thing. Have they had opportunities to build their lives? And how did they take that opportunity? Did they use it well? If, let's say, a parent, you know, everyone knows their parents, and you know this dad has been cheating on my mom with all these women, and he has been squandering money, and then when he's aged, he starts saying, hey, you need to help me out. You'd think, should I build my life, or should I help this man that had an opportunity? And God gave them the opportunity to build something of their own, and they did not. Number two, this is your parent, you have to help them. That is true. Are they asking more than they deserve?
That's my question.
Okay, so if you get to that point where you realize, yes, I'm helping them, but it seems like they do not appreciate the help I'm giving them, it'll get to a point where punda anachoka. Na punda akichoka atalala ama atakupiga teke. And when I started this conversation about love, it won't get to that point if both of you love each other and respect each other, and parents respect how much children are doing for them. It's not bad to help your parents, actually godly.
And there's a difference between respecting your parents and helping your parents until punda achoke. And you know, parents take us to that position where if you don't help them, you don't love them. But if you love someone, you'll tell them the truth, first of all. And I think this should be the solution to this thing about parents being neglected by their children. Children should tell their parents the truth. This is where I'm at with my life. This is what you've done for me, and I'm absolutely grateful, and I'll continue supporting you. But then children themselves need to set a line and say it gets to a point that I cannot die or commit suicide because my parents are tasking me with obligations that I cannot commit myself to, like educating your siblings. It can get to a point where you know they deserve help,
But you cannot educate your siblings and then go ahead and educate the whole community because your mom thinks, hey, you know what, I think now you don't have any use for your money. We are okay here. Let's now helping other people.
Your sister's kids, your brother's kids.
Yes, and you think,
because we educated you.
And you know, kids are smart nowadays, as I usually say, kids are smart. And they will know, would this person do the same for me? Okay? So you get a parent who wants their child to help the whole community, and you're thinking, would they do the same for me? And if they can't do the same for me, why would I help them?
Oh, my church has this and
now
this.
My church has this. Do I go to that church? Those are things that people
to show off that my son
need to
came.
Understand that we have a life, and we haven't even gotten to that part in this conversation where I ask my parents, yes, I'm going to do all these things for you, but what should I do for myself? Okay, it is the responsibility of a parent. If you're a parent and you're watching, I think it is your responsibility as of now to ask yourself, will I make my child my investment, or will I invest something for my child not to get burdened out there? And you have that, if you have that opportunity. Of course, there are parents that don't have the opportunity to help their children when they grow up. But if you're a parent right now, you should tell yourself, and I think I tell myself that every day, I will not make my child get burdened by my own troubles. I will try my level best to invest in something that my child will not be the one that I call when I'm in trouble. The child should be the person that calls the parents when they're in trouble. Okay, so if you're a parent out there, think for yourself, what am I doing for this child? Education is not enough, and that's why children are not giving back to their parents, because parents thought, I can give you food, I can give you education, but I cannot show you love, I cannot be there for you, I cannot be present for you when you need advice. It's not just materialistic support that parents want. I gave you this, now give me this. This is an investment. Your child is not an investment. Your child is your child, and you should be there for them every single day, so that when it gets to a point where they are stuck, you shouldn't be the last person they want to talk to. And that's why children right now have grown up and they're thinking, when I'm in trouble and they call my parents, they'll just scold me. Where tulikusomesha? Why haven't you done something with your life? Why don't you have money? Okay. So create this relationship with your child so that you're the first person they call when they have good news, and you're the first person they call when they have bad news. But if they have bad news and they cannot talk to you and you're asking for money, are you really a parent?
Definitely they won't.
Okay.
And I think it's not every children or every parents have these demands. There are some parents who are actually supporting their children.
Yes.
And even maybe, for example, you are a guy and you meet with this girl whose parents actually support, and he has been supported all along. And you have gone through the educating your siblings, all this. So when you meet, this girl will not even understand where you are not putting all your effort on your marriage. You are just talking about your parents, or your parents are calling you and her parents are not calling.
If you love your child, you need to think about their welfare and know how much they can do for you and how much they need to do for themselves. This is very important, because if you're at home and you're thinking, hey, my child needs to build me a house, my child needs to do this, don't you for a second think, what are they doing for themselves? How are they living?
Do they need the house?
If all the money they get, they're giving to you. For a second, can you just think, how are they living? How much pressure am I putting on them? Yes, you educated them, but you gave birth to them. You know, they did not sign up to come to this world. We are blessed to be here. Every single day we are blessed to be here. But this child did not sign up. You're the person who went, met your husband and gave birth to this child. Okay? So it is not their responsibility. It is not their responsibility at all to take care of you. It is your responsibility to take care of them. And it will get to a point where they will know that my mom cannot be able to stand. My mom cannot be able to find food for themselves. And if you raise them well, they will do what they are supposed to do, and this is to help you.
So you are not saying that children should not help their parents.
That's not what
you are saying there should be a limit. When you are able, you help.
Yes.
When you're not able, they should understand.
Understanding is important.
What can you tell those parents out there? Because there are many of them. There are many of them who feel that, actually depressed. They feel that I met several. My children forgot about me. And maybe it's just 1 month. Maybe like now there are no jobs. Sometimes they don't even want to know. Maybe even you lost your job. You're in Nairobi. They don't even know.
We love our parents.
Yes.
Everyone. I don't think unless you are psychopathic or something.
Yeah.
You love your parents and you want the best for them. But last time when I was here and we had this conversation with with my dad, sort of, I told you that it gets to a point where you have to choose your mental peace.
So what can you tell those parents?
Your children love you, they want to support you, they really do. But if you're imposing on them to do that, and if it gets to a point where they feel like they cannot breathe, they cannot think, they cannot feel the air because you're always on their neck asking for money, they will cut you off. And I know it's sad to hear that, but in this age of mental health, in this age of understanding the person that you are, this age of pressure, and right now we are talking about the government cost of living going up every single day. Some say the government isn't doing anything. I won't talk about that. But at this age, people want to have a good life. People want to have peace. And if you're on their neck every single day, they will not help you. Try to understand your children. Try to understand what they're doing, where they're coming from, and simply love them. If you think you love your children, you will not kill them with pressure. So just think about that. Love your child. And if you do, you will understand them and you will want the best for them. You know why? One thing I like about mothers and not fathers. I love my dad though, but mothers will kill themselves so that you live. And if you just think about that, you will not let your child kill themselves so that you live. And you think dying is going to the grave? No. People are standing and walking every single day, but they are dead. People are going to their offices, but they are dead. They don't have a life. Every day they are contemplating on suicide. It's just that they cannot do it.
The youth, the children, even,
And so if you think about that, you'll ask yourself, am I killing my child every day I see them smiling and sending me money? Do you understand where this money is coming from? Should your child go out to steal so that you're happy? Would you be happy if your child goes and gets into immoral behavior so that you're happy? Because they will not tell you, but the pressure you give them every single day, they will do immoral acts so that you're happy. And you'd think, oh well, I've eaten something, they've built me a house. But can they live with themselves? And will you live with yourself if you know that your child is getting pressured every single day? I doubt.
Wow. So we have pressure from the children, we have pressure on the side of the parents. Parents are thinking the children have forgotten them. The children are thinking they are being pressurized to death by their parents. Can you talk to those children too? Because children, they don't have to be necessarily youth. Even adults are also children of some parents who are giving pressure. Everyone has parents.
I tell your children too the same thing I've told parents. Love your parents. If they educated you, they clothed you, they loved you, they advised you, you're the person that you are because of them. You are there because your parents taught you how to live. So remember to give back. But also remember that you have a life and you'll also have children.
So tell them.
So
they should tell their parents.
So if you have your own life, remember you should not stress yourself, you should not kill yourself for them. Just live an honest life. Let people know that this is the amount of money that I have, this is how much I can give you, and this is why I'm giving you, and this is how much I need for myself.
So let their parents understand.
Let parents understand, and you yourself talk to them and tell them, if you continue this way, I think I'll cut you off for 2 months so that I can build my life. And we don't want to get there, because if we get there, we will not have a society. We will not have people, we'll have animals. You know, there are animals that once they bear their children, they let them go and survive. I think it's eagles or something. So if you are there, and we only want a happy society, we want parents that can kiss their children, we want children that can show their parents love. So if we get to this position where we talk and say, Mom, I've been giving you this is enough, I'm earning 100,000, I can only give you 10 or 5, I can only educate this person at this small school somewhere, and that's it. If we talk to your parents and tell them, this is how I can live with you, and your parents says, baba, relax, umenitumia mingi, this time siko pabaya. Can you imagine how
children would be happy?
Imagine what a society that would be.
Not taking advantage.
Umenitumia 10,000, wacha nikurudishie, nilipata 10,000 pahali fulani, hii fanya hii.
Ama ndanda yako ama ndugu yako mwingine alikuwa amenitumia.
But people will say I'm harsh if I say that, but it's the honest reality.
Jadio Kabiru, thank you for joining me in this conversation. I think it's very, very important because our parents must understand this to reduce their pressure, because the other week we had a depression topic.
Yeah.
And part of the depression was they are neglected by their children. And now when we have the children speak out and say why they do what they do or they behave the way they behave, there should be a conversation between the parents and the children to understand. And also as a parent, you must understand your children. You know how far they can go. You know how much they should be having. So don't just blame them. And you know they cannot contain that much. Some of them are even killing themselves because of you parents.
I should finish by saying, if you are living, every day you wake up and you go to sleep, every single day, you should tell yourself that I will not let my children be an investment. I will be the person, I think this is very important, to be the person that my children will always call when they're in a bad place. And even right now, if you're thinking of having children, if you have children, if you're a parent, if you're a young person, you don't think you'll get children, just think about that. Have other investments so that your children do not become your enemies that give you money.
And Kabiru, as we finish, do you think the government has any responsibility to this? Do you think, okay, we cannot put everything on government, but do you think there's something the government can do about this? Because the government is our umbrella.
You know, when you call it black tax, it came from, as I said, communities that blacks, the black race was not as privileged as the white. You'd find hoods where blacks live, they don't have good schools. That's why it was the responsibility of one person who makes it to come back and support the community. So for the government, what you can do, I think I can call it hustler, because there's a lady that was here and she said she doesn't have that problem with their parents because their parents are well off.
Yeah.
So what parents can do is these people that do not have money. I will not have the burden to educate my sibling if education is free. I will not have the burden to send my mom money for healthcare if healthcare is free, and there are countries that have done that. So you can reduce the burden on young people, on young parents that also have parents to be supported by them, by creating an environment where life is almost equal, as much as it cannot be, but everyone can access things like education, healthcare, mortgage rates. There are places where blacks have high mortgage rates than whites. So if you create this balance in the society, people will be able to live a comfortable life. Cost of living to go down. You know, my mom will not call me every day to say, nataka unga. If unga is just 70, I can buy like 3 bags or 2 bags, and then the burden will not be that much on children.
So you think the government has a huge
just
role?
Create a balanced society so that we don't have to pay for our children's education or healthcare, all those things. Yeah.
So viewers, you hear about the black market, the black taxes. And for us to bridge this gap, this generational gap, we will continue bringing more children and bringing more youth on board and parents on board. Let's discuss these things. Let's be open. Like Kabiru is saying, we will bring it. If you are a youth somewhere, you are a child somewhere who feels that there's something you can contribute to this, there's something we can put on board. If there's a parent there out there listening to this and you think there's something you can tell the youth, welcome to the show, and just draft an email to me and we'll invite you and you come, we discuss. And with that, thank you so much, Kabiru, for coming here again, and many other times that you've come to rescue the children and the youth.
I hope parents don't hate me for what I say.
No. Yeah. You are speaking for many, actually. So we thank you so much. It is very good that you have come up open on this. And now I think now many more will come on board, because we want to reason together. We want to reduce the pressure on the parents. We want to reduce the pressure on the youth side. We want to have a society, balanced, harmonious society. Thank you so much, viewers. If you have not subscribed yet, please do, and be part of this generation gap closure. Thank you so much. God bless you.